Well, what do you know? I'm going back to work. Excuse my throat. I haven't done this for 12 weeks. 11 weeks ago today was my surgery. 12 weeks ago today was the last time I went to work. Well, to work. So, old routines die hard, isn't that what they say? So I got up at the same time, and I actually was ready early. I'm wondering what exactly did I forget? Now I just thought of something. Anyway, no big deal. So it's Friday. I'm going to work, but I still have VA care coming to the house for Walt. So thankfully, Sarah's willing to come over, let that person get in the house and do their thing, and she'll make Walt breakfast, and I don't have to try to duck out early and hurry home. I mean, I will next week. Actually, no. I think next week they're going to... Yeah, next week they're going to be here too. So anyway, that's that. I kind of think I'm not gonna play into it, but I kind of think I'm gonna have a hard time really getting out of there quickly today anyway, just because I haven't been there for so long. Maybe I'm naive. Maybe people don't give a shit and don't want to talk to me or say hi, but I kind of think there will be some. I know there's one or two I'm actually gonna look for, because they wouldn't be there till I was leaving anyway, and so maybe I can catch them. So when I get home, I should be home before they have to, Sarah has to take him to dialysis. So I'll do, I guess, what I normally do on a Friday. I'll put my sheets in the dryer and put the next load in if I'm going to do another load. I got a pot roast going in the slow cooker, and I'm going to the grocery store. I guess I don't have any other errands to do. I don't think. I mean, I probably do. Oh no, I got to go to the pharmacy too. I finally, after my doctor's appointment on Wednesday, I was so happy to get off of some meds after my surgery, and now my doctor's putting me back on, not back on one, but on a new one. So I lost 3 pills, and now I'm gaining back 1. It's all right. I lost a bunch of shots. I don't have to take as many shots. So got to go to the pharmacy and the grocery store. I think that's about it. Latin Flavors Friday, so I gotta keep that in mind so I'm not snacking. I brought fresh fruit and a protein drink with me. Here's my dilemma. You know, I'm reading more about how our brains work and our bodies, but there's a point where if you choose not to eat, you get over a threshold of your body chemistry saying we got to eat, because you really don't. You got to drink water. You got to drink. And if you look at all the data that we've ever known, I think you can live a lot longer without food than you ever could without water. You're not going to make it more than a couple of days without water. But food, you can go a while. And I find myself getting up in the morning, lately especially, and one of the first things I do is start eating breakfast. Which sounds like a totally normal thing to do, except for the fact then I think it triggers me just wanting to eat all day. I think of the times in August and then in April where I was in the hospital and I went days without eating. It didn't bother me. I mean, like, once you get past that initial threshold of, hey, I'm not eating, it's like your body's, you know, it has other fuel sources in there. Someone like me has a lot of fuel sources, especially in the mid region and right here. So I really need to get over this notion of gotta eat. I mean, that kind of goes without saying, but it's just like, I don't know. I take my prescription meds now in the morning before I eat anything anyway. If I can do it in the hospital, if it's okay for them to give me all those meds with nothing but a thimble of water, why the hell can't I do it at home? That allows me to skip breakfast, which helps. I don't know. Whatever. So, yeah, that's that. Oh, let's see here. You know, this time of year, I hate it at the Y. I really do. That makes me seem like a real dick. But, man, when school's out, it's bad enough you got all the young kids here for camp, and that's bad enough. But damn, all the high school and college kids that just think the gym is the place to catch up with your buddies and watch TikTok. Like, damn, y'all. I would never advocate. Now, there are people who do advocate this. Having like a drop box in the very very front of the gym where you put your phones away and you don't mess with them anymore. I don't know, have I been that crooked the whole time? Yeah, I guess so. I'm not going to advocate that because I understand the last times, and it's been a while, I guess, other than the hotel, that I've gone to a gym, but I want my music. So I understand you want your phone there. You're going to Bluetooth in some music. But leave it in your pocket or prop it up in a corner somewhere. If you have a gym bag, just leave it in the gym bag. Don't sit on a machine talking on your phone. Don't pose for the camera. I mean, it's just damn. And that's such a characteristic of the teens and 20s, early 20s. Anyway, that's just one of those things I'm not really looking forward to dealing with. I don't want to be here. Alrighty, so I'm on my way back to pick up my father, and I don't know why I didn't talk to the camera while I was running my errands, but I didn't, so here we are. Work went nicely. It was nice to see some folks, nice to get some chatting in. Felt like all I did today was talk about my heart, my surgery, all that good stuff. But I did manage to get out of there about the time I expected to. Time kind of snuck up on me. I was talking to a coworker, and I thought it was almost time for her shift, and it turns out it was about 10 minutes later than that. It was time for me to go. So I got a little hung up at the front desk talking and all that good stuff. Got home in time to do what I needed to do. Sarah very graciously put my laundry in the dryer. My bed was made. She said my bed's not made. She put my sheet on. I still got to do the rest, but very appreciative of her doing that for me. I did the pharmacy. I actually went to the vitamin shop as well. What else did I do? Grocery store, lottery. Very proud of myself that I did not go get myself a pretzel. I really wanted the soft pretzel, but I'm gonna wait until Monday for a couple of reasons. But most of the day I've been saying, oh, I can't wait for Latin Flavors tonight. Latin Flavors, man, I'm telling you, their food is so good on Batesville Road. If you're looking for Mexican food with a little bit of a twist, and you're in Greenville, Greer, Taylor's, East Spartanburg, go to Latin Flavors. Man, it's really good. Try a bunch of the different tacos. I don't know what the one is called, but get the one that has rice on it. I would have never thought rice on a taco, but damn, is that good. Street tacos, just like street tacos that I did actually have street tacos in Mexico. And that's pretty much, I think, our new Friday night thing is Latin flavors. Flavors with a Z. FLAVORZ. I didn't cut up the fruit, and I didn't do anything with the meats I bought at the grocery store because I wanted to make sure I went ahead and got my cardio done before it got any damn hotter out. Today's not so bad. It's 88 according to the truck here. Nonetheless, like I said, I didn't want to let it get any hotter. So I got my 45 on the elliptical and did my rotators. My shoulder's been being a little bitch here lately, so I wanted to get some rotator work in. And didn't have any other time to do anything else. I didn't have time to do my normal weight routine. So that's that. Sorry, I'm distracted to see what's going on over here. One of the ladies that has always driven herself to dialysis is now being driven. I hope she's not going downhill that quickly. She's a nice enough lady. So I may have told you before, I had my friend that works for this, well, they don't work for this dialysis clinic, they work for a nephrologist. He just happens to be the nephrologist that comes here to do his thing. Anyway, she works for him. And she told me, honestly, bluntly, if you want to look at it that way, I just wanted an honest answer. And she said that most of the time patients my father's age, when they start dialysis, they have 1 to 2 years, basically, life expectancy. My doctor this week, who has made it his goal in life for me to never have to be on dialysis, considering family history and what he knows of my health already, he said, he asked me how old my father is. I said he'll be 81 next month. And he said, you know, most of the time that age you get dialysis for about a year. So we are currently a year and 4 months. So clock's ticking. And I hate to look at it that way. And I hate to ever really make it sound like I'm wishing for something to happen that doesn't need to hurry. I'm good taking care of my dad. I don't want to do it forever, but nonetheless, I'm good. Just I think I've made all the plans I can make ahead of time, and we'll take the rest when it comes. Let's see here. What else? Anything else? I got London broil for the grill for tomorrow night. I got leftovers out the butt. I'm going to end up throwing food away, which I fucking hate to do. But it is what it is. My lips are salty. So I had some mixed fruit. I told you that. Mixed fruit and a protein drink this morning. Since then, I've had some cheese and a meat stick. So my carb intake has been good. Not good enough to have a pretzel, but good. Unfortunately, the heat, the dehydration factor of the heat, has my blood sugar up some. I actually spiked about an hour ago. Yeah. Right about an hour ago, I spiked up for some reason. Anyway, good day. Good to be back at work. Got a chance to catch up with an old friend who happens to also be my boss's bosses. He is the I don't know what he is. He's a regional director or something. I don't know. He's not our branch manager. He's a step above that, whatever that is. He used to be our branch manager. But I worked with him in the fitness center when he first started working at our YMCA. So I've known him for quite a while. And we got to talk about something that came to me in Charleston about the YMCA and their reputation for not being the best place to work, not really looking out for their employees like they probably should. Part of me thinks that's part of the problem when 95% of your staff is part-time help. They just don't offer full-time positions. Could they? Yeah, I think they could. I think what they would have to do that, they're not going to do, because membership would be more expensive, because you'd have to give some sort of benefits to your employees. But there needs to be some infrastructure in place for staff and members, but staff, to communicate with their coworkers, with their superiors, with the organization as a whole when they're going through something. And I don't say this from a perspective of, they didn't do anything for me when I had my surgery. I wasn't looking for him to. I wasn't looking for anybody to do anything. I actually went into the surgery with a short list of phone numbers that if Sarah would contact them and let them know updates as necessary, that word would get around. But when Helene came through back in September, I had a coworker whose house was virtually destroyed. They did get it fixed, but they moved out. It was a traumatic thing where she couldn't live in that house anymore. They wanted to relocate. But the first thing that she heard from anybody at the Y was, when are you coming back to work? Not, how are you? Not, I'm glad you're safe. Certainly not, is there anything we can do to help? The Y needs to be able to do that. It needs to be able to offer some, if nothing else, some sympathy, some empathy, some compassion, some moral support, emotional support, whatever, to their employees. You're employing people. The college kids, I don't know how many high school kids, but college kids, they're not looking for that in a job. There's a whole lot of us that are not college kids working there. And we could go anywhere. I could go work at another gym. I could have done personal training at another gym and made more money. But I'm kind of committed to the Y. And I'm not alone. I'm not just saying me. I know others that are like me, where you kind of wish the Y was as committed to you as you are to them. Anyway, so it was good to touch base with the director about that. I think he really caught what I was saying, and I think he agrees, first of all. But I think he is, if I know him as well as I think I do, something will come from this. I did put it out there that I'll do what I can to help. I can be if I know the Y, there would be some sort of committee discussion about it. I'd be willing to get in on that. For background, part of what got me thinking along these lines was a therapist that I worked with when I was in the hospital at MUSC, who, after asking me what I did and told her I worked at the Y, she was like, oh, my dad was a director at the Y. I grew up at the Y, and then I worked at the Y teaching swim lessons and working blah, blah, blah. And then she just turned to me and said, well, you know what they say? The YMCA is a great place to be a member and a horrible place to be an employee. And I know I've mentioned this before. I'm just letting you know in case you didn't see it before. But I thought that's a really shitty reputation to have, and the Y should be embarrassed. And I don't think it'd be that hard to do something about it. And I know not every Y is the same. I've been in other Ys. I've seen what appears to be good community interaction, good staff interaction, and I want that for us. So anyway, I'm just going to sit here and wait on my father. Of course, he's not out yet, but he should be soon, I hope. And then I'm going to go home and cut up some fruit and trim some meat and put some in the freezer, and I am not going to take a nap. I am not going to take a nap. I will not take a nap. God, I want a nap. I'm going to sleep like a baby tonight, though. See ya.